If God knows before he creates, like say he creates me, he knows already what I'm going to do, correct? Now if he knows I'm going to hell, why does he choose to send me to hell as opposed to send someone else to heaven? And you say he knows what I'm going to do. Why would he condemn me to that fate when I haven't even done anything?
Okay, that's an excellent question. First point, God doesn't send you to hell. You send yourself to hell by rejecting
He knows what I'm going to do.
Good point.
Is he not sending me to hell?
Okay, good. You're right. He knows what you're going to do. Yes, sir. I agree with that. He's all-knowing. But when we say that God is all-knowing, we do not mean that God writes on a piece of paper, you will reject Jesus and go to hell.
But he does know that, does he not?
But this is why he knows it. He knows it because he's eternal. Meaning by that, he is outside of time. Meaning by that, right now, God sees tomorrow. Which means it's due to God's perspective that he's all-knowing. It's not due to the fact that you're a little computer that he programs and then you have to do what he's programmed you to do. No, we don't mean that. Rather, we mean God's perspective is outside of the dimension of time. So God sees all of human history at one glance.
Well, then that would be saying that God does not know what I'm going to do and God is not all-knowing.
He sees it. He sees tomorrow. He sees the year 2000 right now.
So, does he know what I'm going to do or does he not know what I'm going to do?
He knows what you're going to do, but he has not programmed you to do it. You can freely choose to do it.
But he knows what I'm going to freely choose to do.
Exactly.
That's a contradiction.
No, it's not. Because his perspective is outside of time. See, that's why I'm trying to emphasize that. You see, it's the same way with his omnipresence. God can be in Calcutta, India, and in Austin, Texas at the same time. Now, I would agree with you. That's irrational in one sense, isn't it?
It's very irrational.
Right. It's irrational if you think that God is confined to a torso, the way you and I are. Then it's impossible to be in Austin, Texas, and in Calcutta, India at the same time. But Jesus in the Bible revealed that God is not confined to a torso. He's a spiritual being, not limited to a body. That is why, because he's outside of the dimension of space, he can be in Austin, Texas, and in Calcutta, India at the same time. He's outside of the dimension of space. He's not limited by space the way I am, the way you are. Similarly, God is not limited by the dimension of time. He's eternal. I got a birthday, man. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna have a death day. God doesn't have a birthday. God doesn't have a death day. He is outside of that dimension that you and I know is time. That is why God sees all of time at a glance. Because he's outside of the dimension of time. He stands above it. And that's why God's perspective allows him to see what I will freely choose to do tomorrow. I'm choosing to do it. But because of his perspective, he sees what I will freely choose to do.